King Vikram was given the duty of bringing Betal to a tantric. Betal traditionally means evil spirit. Each time Vikram tried to capture Betal, it told him a story that ended with a riddle. If Vikram could not answer the question correctly, Betal agreed to remain in captivity. But if the king knew the answer and still kept quiet, his head would burst into 1,000 pieces. And if King Vikram spoke, Betal would escape and return to his tree. Vikram Betal, the 3 special Brahmins. This is another one of the intriguing Vikram Betal stories. Once upon a time, there lived a rich Brahmin by the name of Vishnuswamin, who was performing a huge ceremony. He had 3 sons, and each was extremely particular about 3 specific things. The eldest was fastidious about food, the second about water, and the third about beds. Vishsnuswamin wanted a tortoise for his ceremony. So he sent his 3 sons to get one. They did find one, but each of them refused to touch it and bring it back home, as each claimed to be as fastidious as the other. A fierce quarrel broke out amongst them, and they approached the king and requested him to decide who among them was the most fastidious. The king decided to test them all. He invited the first one to a very special feast prepared very exquisitely. But the first son refused to touch the food, claiming that he smelt cow dung in the rice. On investigation, the king found that the rice was procured from a field which used cow dung as a fertilizer. The king was truly impressed. He then decided to test the second son by sending a glass of water to him after his dinner. But the second son sent it away, saying that the water smelt like camphor. It was revealed that the water was drawn from a well which was situated next to a temple which constantly burned camphor. The king was impressed by the second son's sense of smell. Then he decided to test the third son by letting him sleep in a bed with 7 huge mattresses. In the middle of the night, the third son awoke with a lot of pain and a red bruise on his shoulder. It was found that there was a strand of hair in the bed below the 7 mattresses. The king was extremely impressed by the sensitivity of the third son as well. He could not decide who amongst the 3 was best, but employed them in his court and decided to use the special skills of the young men in his own interest. Betal then asked King Vikram,
"Who among the 3 was the most fastidious?"
Vikram replied instantly,
"The third son. The bruise on his shoulder was a definite evidence of his sensitivity, while the other 2 sons could have obtained information from elsewhere too."
As soon as Vikram finished his answer, Betal flew back to the tree.